I was just wondering, what is your most embarrassing moment on set?
I ripped my pants.
Oh, only marker. I just ripped my pants.
That wasn't embarrassing though, because you instantly were laughing the loudest at yourself. It was funny. I know one of his, maybe not the most, but certainly one, and that was the blood bowl. So this would have been
seven, season 6. It was French mistake.
It was French mistake.
Yeah. So in French mistake, Balthazar is mixing this spell, and he's about to send us into an alternate universe, and that the bowl of blood was sitting on the back of the couch, and we were standing right next to it, about to jump out the window, and it was kind of sitting there precariously, and we were standing close, and I was looking this way, and Jared was looking this way, and the bowl just started to tip, and it just started to go, and instead of literally just doing this, that's all I had to do, was just say that. He did this. And I just turned right as the bowl hit, and blood went all over the couch and the floor, and it was like a 20-minute cleanup. And I just looked at him, I'm like, what happened? And he just goes, I always wished I wouldn't react like that.
Люблю примочки.
О, так здесь был ты.
I'm also sort of like, what?
Why wouldn't I just... And I've known him long enough to say that was uncharacteristic of him. He's generally pretty handy when it comes to that kind of stuff, but yeah.
What are you?
I don't know, I'm constantly embarrassed. But I'm also the one who, like, I'm always going for a joke, too.
Yeah. Season 1, you did smack yourself in the eye with a rifle.
That was embarrassing, though. That was just stupid.
Took a little M1 thumb out of your finger.
Yeah, I just injured myself. That was...
Твою мать.
Ты как?
I was supposed to chamber around on my 1911 right as they yelled action. I went to do so, and I got the gun jammed. And so in an effort to unjam it, I slid back in the receiver, and then it snapped forward and caught the meat of my finger. Because we were rolling, and they literally go, and action. I was like, oh. And I just ripped it out. And I quickly looked down, and there was just a flap of skin. And so I was like, well, we're rolling, we're now in the scene, so I just held my finger skin together with my thumb like that, and then did the whole scene. And then eventually looked down, and there was like blood all over my hand and stuff. So that was pretty stupid and embarrassing. But
I have a similar gun-related injury. Well, I have a similar embarrassing injury related to guns. There was an episode where Sam and Dean were Leviathan Sam and Dean, they robbed a bank. And we had an automatic weapon that we had never used because it was the Leviathan's version or whatever. Do you remember we come in and we spray some bullets and like, everybody on the ground, because they're trying to make their cops up Sam and Dean. So we come in and we fire up into the air like that, but I'm so tall that they were like, hey, we're not seeing the gun in the frame. Not a word of a lie. So instead of spraying it like that, they wanted me to spray it like this, basically. Like, basically grab my hands a foot. And it didn't occur to me at the time. It's like, we're shooting, we have to make our day, and this and that. And so I was like, yeah, sure. So back to ones, reloading the guns. And so we walk in, it's like, everybody get it. And I start doing this number, and the...
To be fair, it was a horribly designed gun.
Horribly designed gun with a case.
It had a top ejector.
Yeah.
So most guns, they eject out the side. This one literally went straight out the top. So if you were angling the top of the gun right at your face,
And so sure enough, I start blasting, and luckily I feel it, I guess just in time, because I'm basically going, and right as I get to I stop, and I'm like, hey, am I bleeding?
And I'm not kidding, I look at him and he has perfect arch of mark here, 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 here. As though the shells just went
And all your money.
Hands in the air! Hands in the air!
You might notice more
I just love, he comes up to me, he's like, hey, is there something on my face?
Not here or here so much, but right about here.
And my reaction was, no, you're good.
When I drink, I tend to get chatty and I make all these elaborate plans for the future that I'm going to do with all my best friends and travel everywhere. And if I'm at someone's house, I tend to, clean up a little. Could you tell what each other do when you guys drink? You're welcome.
The last time I said it, I got in trouble.
I will.
Defecate. What did you say? What did you say?
I don't think that's what she said.
Never mind.
No, I'm lying.
That's my friend too.
You bring those little desiccated wiener links to when you drink?
Okay, all right, that's enough.
There's a big English language is so funny because there's a big difference between defecated wiener links and desiccated wiener links. I just realized it right now. Sorry, Tammy. It's true though.
He eats.
I do. I eat a lot.
Ravenously. My favorite example of this was years ago, and we were housemates in season 4. I had the whole basement. He had the house. It's his house, and I was he's like, hey, why don't you stay in the basement until you figure out where you want to get an apartment. And I was like, all right. So 1 month turned into the entire season. But anyway, one night we came home after being out to dinner and had a few drinks, and he's like, all right, I'm just probably gonna find something else to eat. I'm like, we just ate dinner. He's like, yeah, I'm hungry. I'm like, I'm going to bed. So the next morning I wake up, I go upstairs to the kitchen, I open the fridge, and I'm like, weren't there some marinating ribs? I'm pretty sure there were some marinating ribs that were supposed to be cooked today.
Marinating, not marinated.
Not
cooked.
Ribs in a
That Tom Welling had brought over, by the way.
Yeah, and I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna cook up those ribs today. It's like football Sunday. I was like, woo, where did they go? Jared, yeah. Where are those ribs that Tom gave us? I ate them last night. All of them? Yeah. How you feeling, buddy?
I'm a
little off.
We were shooting the...
Those weren't cooked. What? Those were raw. I thought they tasted a little funny. And you ate them all? Yeah. That didn't taste funny enough.
We were shooting the Wishing Well.
Actually, it was like a full slab of ribs.
There were several slabs of Maui ribs. Maui ribs, Jesus. Close to Maui. And I didn't buy them, I didn't purchase them, so I didn't know if they were cooked or not, but they looked dark. And I was like,
these are marinating in like sauce.
Maui sauce. So I ate them, yes. We got to set in Squamish, which is an hour drive. And driving around when you've had 8 ounces of uncooked rib meat is not a lot of fun.
I got sick.
We were shooting.
Just the thought of what he did, I was like,
If you watch the scene, it's the wishing well scene when the penny is stuck to the bottom of the wishing well, you can't pull it out. So that restaurant, we shot all the scenes that day, and I got to set, and I was obviously ashen-faced and pale, and they were like, go to your trailer, call the doctor, give him some Pedialyte, and I'm barking.
There's some kind of old coin. I don't recognize the markings. Damn. Lift with your legs. How is that little mother welded on there?
We don't need the details.
Finally around like 2 p.m., I'm like, okay, I guess I can function now. Like, cool, get to set. I was like, all right, so I shot all my stuff that same day. But yeah, that was the, like, season 4.
So he eats raw ribs, that's
Yeah,
one thing.
yeah. He becomes,
Long story short.
he gets into a funny, almost like, he kind of becomes like normal Jared, where he's like, everything's just kind of like big old smile, kind of a little absent in the eyes, like having a good time. Everything's funny and everything's kind of like, so.
I get happy.
Yeah, he gets pretty good.
It's not a bad thing.
I get hungry, he gets
Better
happy.
than angry.
Yeah, no kidding.